Alright, welcome back to Let'sJroPlay Sonic Adventure. I'm back with Mettaliar.
Yo.
And Sarah's here.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm getting a load of this. Alright, so where were we?
Well, we were beginning Chapter 3, Dark Web Apple Pie.
Hell yes.
Alright. The TLDR, from the last we left off, friggin' Amy and Maria found out that they have the same home ec class and agreed to be partners.
Also, Megan's dead.
Also, Megan got food poisoning.
Megan's
from Maria.
dead. It's canon.
Maria killed Megan. That was the promise Shadow made, was to never say.
Never tell anyone.
Never
That's why Shadow got. I got it. Oh my god. That's why I gotta. That's why Shadow got so upset when she brought it up.
Yeah,
I was just like, don't you talk about her that way. You haven't seen the things I've seen.
The bodies.
The horror. The Maria promise.
That's what it's all about, man.
Hell yeah.
Alright, Chapter 3, Dark Web Apple Pie. Is it supposed to smell like that? Maria asked doubtfully, wrinkling her nose up in disgust. Oh, hell yeah.
Do they make dark web apple pie?
They made Dark Web Apple Pie, apparently. They don't know what it's supposed to smell like. We stared down at our apple pie. At least that's what it was supposed to be. A beautifully brown pastry, golden apple filling, and artfully crafted crust, topped with a thick glob of cream that was pictured in our textbooks.
Thick glob of cream.
Song's gonna give you a thick blob of cream.
Well, apparently.
Bop, bop, bop.
Well, bear no resemblance to the monstrosity in front of us. Our blackened pastry was cracked, the apple filling oozing out of it like pus. It was clear that no amount of whipped cream or custard would be enough to make this even remotely appetizing. I don't even know what that smell is, I admitted, biting my lip. Okay, I hadn't tried baking anything remotely more exciting than Rice Krispie buns in years. But even so, this was just a whole other level of bad. I cast my eye over to the girls at the table next to us, a tall auburn-haired chipmunk and a light brown lynx with long black hair, who were adding the finishing touches on her own pie.
I love the world building.
Yeah, it's detailed.
Right?
There's Game of Thrones, there's Harry Potter, there's Tommy Wiseau.
Tommy Wiseau is mentioned.
He is mentioned. He's canon. It's not even a joke.
It looked like the Instagram version of the one in the book, heavily filtered, expertly edited, hashtag food porn, hashtag aesthetic. Ours was clearly the dark web edition. Just how did we get this so wrong? Maria shrugged nonchalantly, busy tracing patterns on the flour dusting in the tabletop. Calm as you please. Me? Ha! I cast an eye out for our teacher, Miss Barony. She was making her way across the room.
I'm like, what the fuck?
What? Oh, that?
It won't register the hit.
Oh no! Is this one of the things? Is this a thing?
What do you mean?
I don't know. Is the game like, oh, you can't win?
You can't beat the egg.
You got the million to billion to 1 odds glitch that like you can't beat. All right, that legitimately, I
want to see. Do I have to restart the whole level? Is it gonna keep doing that? Because it would make a lot of sense.
I mean, to be fair, that has happened to me before. I'm not like on this boss specifically, but in this game.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's happened before, but it's happened every time I've done it to this boss. Every time I get to that part, I die because it just throws me off the ledge. Am I doing something wrong?
I mean, probably, but
because everything else targets fine. Like,
I don't know. That is really strange.
I'm gonna give it one more try, and then I'm just gonna restart the level, I guess. Well, I guess one more try after this one because it just shot me off the bridge.
Well, that's
just that Sonic. C'est magnifique.
Magnifique. She was making her way across the room, her long skirts raised, making her way to our table. I realized, my stomach lurching involuntarily. I'd never really outgrown that phase of being terrified of teachers and getting in trouble with them.
Especially when your teacher's the Eggman.
No, well, it's Miss Barony.
Oh, this is Miss Barony.
This is Miss Barony. Eggman teaches
chemistry.
Yeah, chemistry.
That's right.
And has a rivalry with Sonic.
That makes sense
Which
for a teacher.
Totally appropriate. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I hope they fuck.
Me too.
JK. Maria, it's so good to see you cooking again. I know how much you've been missing it. She said in a tone that was just a little too exaggerated to sound totally sincere. She looked over at me, smile frozen in place. And I'm happy to see a new face in the classroom. I looked down at my shoes. Thank you, Miss Barony. Yeah, she was a nice teacher. I honestly didn't know if that was worse or not. Pros, won't shout at me and make me cry in front of everybody. Probably won't give me a lot of homework, so I can maybe start watching Crazy Ex-Girlfriend this weekend.
Oh, big plans.
Cons, automatically feel like I should start apologizing every time I see her because of how inept I am, both as a home economics student and as a person in general.
Jesus Christ, Amy.
Big fucking mood. Jesus. I am Amy Rose. Hell yeah. Miss Barony glanced down at our pie. Her smile didn't waver, but her eyes widened slightly. Ah, girls, what a valiant attempt! Truly!
Nah.
Maria and I exchanged a glance. Maria clearly struggling to hide her smile. She bravely stooped down and sniffed it, immediately choking from the warm, sour pong.
Ugh.
Yikes.
She quickly covered her nose with a gloved hand and backed away from the table, almost tripping on it in her haste. Maria stifled a giggle. I bit down hard on my tongue, my face flushing. Not for the first time in my life, I wished that a hole would appear on the ground and swallow me up. Clearly at a loss for words, Miss Barony quickly moved to the next table. Her cries of release over the over-the-top phrases at the sight of the masterpiece belonging to her neighbor sent Maria into a further spiel of giggles. Poor Vanilla, she said softly when she finally recovered, shaking her head slightly. I'm so bad at cooking, but nothing else works with my timetable. Vanilla? I echoed. Miss Barony to you, but she's Cream's mother, and given all the time we've spent in her house over the years, it's hard to think that her as a teacher. She's Cream's mother? The eyes should have done it. Wide, earnest, chocolate brown. Yep, she used to babysit me when I was younger as well. Oh? So I've known Cream since I was 6, I guess. But I mean, most of us were in the same elementary and middle schools. I've known Shadow for almost my entire life, and Rouge and I have always been pretty close too. She smiled slyly at me. That's Station Square for you, though. I'm sure that Mobius is a whole other story. I nodded. Not that I've had a whole lot of experience from within the social scene back in the city, but I had almost 17 years of observations in my belt. Yeah, I mean, there were 5 other high schools besides mine, and twice as many middle and elementary schools. I can barely remember the names of anybody I went to elementary school with. A purple cat clutching a stuffed froggy toy, a pink fairy with a dreamy smile, and a echidna with a zigzag marking on his forehead. Bless you.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh my god.
Bless you. Wait, an echidna with a zigzag marking on his forehead. Is that from Sonic, or is that a Harry Potter thing?
I don't know, because Knuckles is the only echidna that exists. That's
No.
like Knuckles' whole thing.
Well, yeah, but someone else is a... Oh, Tico is an echidna now.
No, Tikal was always a echidna, but...
Oh.
So Tikal is from an ancient time.
I come from an
Ancient time. She's the one who used to guard the Master Emerald, and then Chaos killed everyone.
Just ganked him.
Just straight up ganked him.
Oh, fuck. Oh, I'm guessing that's the thing that happened in this game that I didn't watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I told you that all the Chows were dead.
Oh,
Yeah.
I looked up and a bunch of random stuff was happening, and it's friggin' amazing so far.
Look at that animation.
What in God's name is happening?
I did it.
Oh, you beat the game?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, congrats!
Well, I beat Sonic's portion of the game. I don't think we're going to do anybody else's. I was just talking to Sarah about that. I think that I'm going to just do everybody else in my own time, and then we'll come back and then do the final boss.
Okay, yeah.
Because all the other characters are kind of boring.
Oh, yeah.
They're kind of like mini games.
Are you saying you don't want me to read?
Yeah, all the other campaigns kind of feel tacked on as like an afterthought.
Yeah.
Well, so you're saying you don't want me to read Big the Cat fanfictions while you do a fishing mini game? Because I think that'd be the best way to do a fishing mini game.
Now I'm kind of torn.
Yeah, right?
Yikes. I'm sorry, continue. Because it's going to make us watch all of this anyway.
Oh.
So you might as well just...
This song
Power
is,
through.
this song is pretty badass, though.
Yo, all the Sonic's music is pretty badass.
Okay. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Sorry.
No, I'm good.
Wait, there's that scene from that fanfic
Oh!
of Tails watching Sonic in the shower.
But it wasn't Sonic, it was Scourge! Oh, we've read like 3 fanfictions, by the way, and stopped midway through, because either it was like too good and would take too long.
Or too horny.
Or like...
Way too fucking dubcon horny.
If I win, I get the plane. And if I win, you suck my dick.
Oh, Tails.
Deal, I guess.
Alright, Tails, you're on.
Yeah, basically. You're still recording.
No, Daddy, don't.
Alright, continue.
Oh shit. Let's see. Happier times. Wait, what? Pink, a big purple cat clutching a stuffed froggy toy, a pink fairy with a dreamy smile, and echidna with a zigzag marking on her forehead. Footfalls in the sun-kissed grass, the sound of laughter, the red plastic slide, blackberry ice pops. Happier times.
What? That sounds like a fever dream. What the hell did you just read?
Amy's life in Mobius City.
Jesus.
And how it was better than when she went to Square Station.
Absolutely, because Station Square is such a small little town.
They don't have ice pops.
And they don't have blackberry
They don't
ice
have
pops.
blackberry ice pops or a red plastic slide.
Nowhere in Station Square. They do have an amusement park in the middle of the city, but, you know,
No.
that's not as
insane.
impressive. Oh, my
Alright.
God.
I didn't know if I remembered their names or not. I tried not to think about it too much, to be honest. It gave me a headache. Truth be told, I couldn't really remember anything about it happened during elementary school. Middle school was much more vivid. But Maria didn't have to know what... But Maria didn't have to know that.
Oh, that was Amelia's sexual awakening.
Wow, that's crazy, Maria laughed, breaking the train of thought. Like, take this class, for example. She gestured around the room. There's about 16 other kids in this class apart from the two of us, and I went to elementary school with almost everyone. Really? I asked, feeling my chest tighten. I probably should have realized that the dynamics in a small school would be completely different to those back in the city. But for some reason, my overactive brain hadn't picked up on this obvious issue. I placed my hand on the table, trying to keep my balance as the room tilted around me. No. I forced myself to breathe slowly. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. That not deep enough breaths to draw further attention to myself, but rather regular, rhythmic.
That's the sound she made while she was breathing.
Yeah, basically. How's that?
I don't want to draw attention to myself.
Oh, my nervous farts.
It's canon now. Amy has nervous toots. Guys, you made me ink.
The ground below my feet seemed to expand before my eyes. I forced myself to focus on the small piece of apple peel that I must have dropped. Yeah, everyone except Sally, I think, Maria said from somewhere a million miles away. Sally? I echoed weakly. Maria nodded at the table next to ours, where a small group had gathered. I glanced back at the chipmunk I'd noticed earlier, who was now cutting her pie into slices and handing them out to people, flushing with pride. She went to an elementary school in Knothole, but even then I've known her since middle school. Hey, Sally. Sally looked up at us and smiled. Hey, yourself. Do you guys want some pie? My mother's in a weird macrobiotic diet, so it won't get eaten at my house. She quickly wrapped up 2 generous slices of cling film and handed them over. I accepted mine with shaking hands. Thank you.
Well, we did it!
We did it!
We got to the part in the fanfic where Amy and Sally had pie.
They had pie, so obviously they fucking. And they are both gonna fuck Sonic, and it's gonna be a wonderful time in this high school adventure. Also, I think Amy killed someone.